Hi, this is Aaron Dubinsky coming to you today from the Chut Shel Chesed Yeshiva in the holy city of Yerushalayim in the beautiful state of Israel. You know, I got a question yesterday which led me to believe that people don't listen to what I say sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reply to this question. Please excuse me, those of you who got it the first 12 or 15 times I said it, but I'm going to say it again. I was asked by somebody in Cleveland, Ohio, Rabbi, I pray and 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 I don't get any answers and I don't know what to do. I told her, you need to be doing Hitbodedut. She said, I am doing Hitbodedut. I said, what do you do? And she told me, I asked for this and I asked for that. I said, okay, let me go back over it and give you the basics. You ask Hashem for what he thinks, not what you think. What he thinks is what you need to fulfill your situation. That's what you want to do. And then, when you ask this, I want you to do something that you probably haven't done in the past. First of all, wait for an answer. Would you ask me a question and then run right over it if I didn't give you an answer immediately? Of course you wouldn't. You would expect to give me a time to answer your question. So, you got to listen. Second of all, before you ever ask, very important, I want you to clear your mind. Clear my mind? What do you mean clear my mind? Clear your mind. I couldn't be more specific. I couldn't be clearer if I was a button hook in a well water. I want you to clear your mind. Why? Why? I'll tell you why. Because most of us, and it's a human trait, it's a human frailty, we have an idea in our mind of what would be the ideal answer to what we're asking for. And that idea is what holds us back. Why? Because we're not looking necessarily for an answer. We're looking for validation. I get this all the time in my office. People call me up and they say, somebody did this to me, somebody did that to me. You know, am I right when I'm doing this and I'm doing that? And I said, you didn't call me to get an answer to that question. Well, sure I did. That's exactly why I called you, to get an answer to the question I just asked you. No, you called for validation. You want me to go, oh, poor you. Oh, yes, you're absolutely right. You should do whatever your heart tells you to do, whatever you feel like doing. I'm not going to ever tell you that. So if that's what you want from me, stop calling me, because I'll never give you that answer. Everything you have comes to you from where? Let's go through it again. Hashem, everything that is, was, or ever will be, comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. 2, it all has a purpose, because why would he waste his time with it if it didn't? 3, that purpose, whether or not we see it at the moment, is always for our ultimate best. Why? Well, for any of you who are parents, you immediately will know the answer to this question. As a parent, you know you do how many things per year to things that are not in the best interest of your children, intentionally. None? Wow, what a surprise. And you are maybe B'Tselem Elokim, so how many of those mistakes do you think he makes in a year, particularly when you realize the fact that he doesn't make mistakes. He's perfect. So he knows. We think he knows. Okay? So these are the things that we know. So when you ask a question, this is what you're going to ask for. Guidance. Clarity. So that Hashem's will comes to you and you know what he would have you know to do. I'm sorry. That's as good as it gets. And by the way, it's not bad. For those of you who've known me for a while or have heard some of my shiurim for a while, you know this story. And I'm going to bore you with it again because there are some who haven't heard it. When I made Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael about 8 years ago, my fiancée at the time, who's now my Rebbitzin, so you know how the story is going to end, said, I need to do a few things for business here before I come. I'll be there in a month or 2. 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. 6, 7 months went by, and she wasn't here. And you know what all my well-meaning friends told me? They all told me, she's not coming. Get somebody else. There's lots of people who'd like to be married to you. Which, by the way, I suspicion that is not exactly correct. But in any case, be that as it may, I had one friend, the guy I met my very first day in Jerusalem at the Kotel, also a Breslever, also a Kohen like me. And I went to him and I said, what do you think? He says, what do I think? I'll tell you what I know. She's coming. I said, how do you know that? He said, I don't know. I can't tell you how I know, but I know she's coming. So I listened to him. He said to me, what do you say in your Hitbodedut? You do your Hitbodedut every day. I said, of course I do Hitbodedut every day. I ask Hashem, please bring Rivka to me. He says, you might want to rethink that. What, I don't want him to bring her to me? He says, that's not the point. You might want to rethink the way you ask. I said, okay, so I thought about it. The next day, I got up, and this was my new way of asking for him to bring my intended to me. Tati, I know you want me to be married. I know it's a great mitzvah, and you want me to do this. And I want to do it every bit as much as you want me to do it. Now, I think that Rivka is the one, which is why I keep asking you for her. But today I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you I think she's the one, and if she is the one, please bring her to me so I can move forward with this. If she's not the one, and you have someone else for me, that's fine. Bring her to me. I will still thank you. I will still be happy. Whatever you want, I will do. And I have a track record with you, which I did, by the way. When I tell you I'll do something, I do it. When I tell you, just tell me what to do. If you say it's this one, it's this one. If you say it's that one, it's that one. I will do whatever you say. I will be happy about it, and I will be grateful and thank you for it. So, that was how it went for 2 days. And then I got a phone call. And it was Rivka, my fiance, now my Rebbitzin, who said to me, I'll be there in 2 days. I said, 2 days? Wow. And she says, yeah. I said, what happened? She said, I don't really know. I just know now that I have to be there and I can't stay here, so I'll be there in 2 days. She hung up. I looked up and I said, that was quick, and I thank you. I really appreciate that. That was the answer I was hoping for. But as you know, when I asked you, I cleared myself of any of my own thoughts as to what should be. I told you what I thought, and then I let it go. Because I wanted you to tell me. I wanted you to let me know, what do you want me to do with my life? Because you have a plan for me. I mean, Rabbeinu told us all the time that on the day that we were born was the day that you decided the world could not survive without us. And I haven't done anything, in my humble opinion, to save the world yet. So, I thank you. And we got married, and the rest is just history. I tell you this story because it gives me the point that I want to make with you, which is stop asking for what you want. Stop thinking about what you want when you're talking to Hashem. Take it from Him. He knows possibilities you can't even think of. You can't even think about them. The thing of it is He's someone you can trust. The question is, how many others can you trust? And how do you know you can trust them? Because we're coming into Purim next week, and we all wear masks. And a lot of us, Purim is not the only time of the year we wear masks. We wear masks all the time, some of us. We pretend we like you when we really don't. That one's not so horrible. We pretend we don't like you when we really do. Why would you even do this? We tell you we're going to do something for a specific purpose, and you find out that it was a big lie. For example, I take a very large, way out of the ballpark example, only for purpose of illustration. You tell somebody, you go down to the Kotel and you start raising money. You say, I'm raising money for a specific purpose. Doesn't matter what the purpose is. I'm raising money for a specific purpose. And you take the donations that they give you, and you say thank you, tizku mitzvahs, and you take it and you put it in your pocket. Then I see you 2 months later, and you're driving a brand new Mercedes. And I know that 2 months ago, you didn't have what to do with anything. You had nothing. But now you're driving a brand new Mercedes. How could this be? And you give me a wishy-washy answer, which I don't believe. And you go on your way. I know now, I cannot trust you. Because what you gave me was one answer, and it wasn't the truth. That's how you have to judge whether you can trust people or not. That's how you get their masks off. You listen to not only to what they say, but you watch their actions. You know, when you're raising your children, a lot of psychologists will tell you this, children listen to about 10% of what you tell them, and they do about 70% of what you do. Are you getting the picture so far? It's what you do that they watch. They want to be like you. You don't have this advantage in a regular world. People will tell you what they want you to know. It will not always be true. It will not always lead you in the right direction. There are organizations that do this. There are people who do this. There are even, chas v'shalom, there's actually rabbeim who do this. And I'm not going to give you any specifics, but I'm going to tell you, you need to be careful. You need to use your Yiddish sechel. You need to use your common sense. Common sense. Ask yourself, would Hashem tell me that this was a good idea and that I should believe this? He's always going to be the benchmark, folks. Always. He's the benchmark. Would he tell you it's good? Would he tell you it's right? That's the question you have to ask yourself in all these cases until you get to the point where you have what we used to call in the old days street smart or sechel, where you have some common sense, where you know this doesn't make sense, this doesn't fit, that is not what it's supposed to be. Then you get an idea who are the ones you can trust and who are the ones you can't trust. How do you treat them? You treat them all with respect. Why? Because they're your brothers, they're your sisters. Hashem gave them to you. They're your family. You do not treat them well. You treat them well, you be kind, you be understanding, you be forgiving. You know they have a problem. So when they tell you things, remember, you can't always believe it. You have to take care of you first, your family next, your community next, just like the Rambam circles of tzedakah. You have to take care of these things first. Make sure that somebody hasn't put the wool over your eyes. Make sure that your Meiser money is not going to a fraudulent thing. Make sure that what you're doing is what's right for you, for your family, for your community, for Hashem, for everybody. And when you live this kind of life, by doing this type of thing, you will help to bring the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu and the building of the third Beit HaMikdash. B'meira b'yameinu. Everybody have a great week ahead. If I don't talk to you before, have a great Purim and a good Shabbos this week. And I see you out there. I don't think I don't see you. I see you out there. And I see that smile on your face. I want to tell you something. You keep it there because it looks good on you. You be well, my friends. All the best. God bless.